on, guys? We are at the Canon booth. As you guys know, we do shoot with Canons. Hyro and Alex and I do own a Canon. And this guy right here, Paul, he's going to explain to us this new toy that he's got.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a toy, though we do like our toys. Yeah, this is the C300, which is the newest addition and the original addition to the Cinema EOS line. It's a Super 35 sensor camera. It shoots 1080. So the sensor itself is actually 4 times the resolution of 1080. We're not using any other terminology to describe it other than 4 times HD. The reason that it's like that is because it's actually using 4 photo sites to create every pixel on the back end. But what it really does is it records 1920 by 1080. The way that we've designed it with all of these extra photo sites on the sensor allows for really excellent color reproduction. It is an MPEG-2 file in an MXF wrapper at 50 megabits per second with a 422 color space. So the 422 color looks even better than one would originally expect from a regular single sensor camera with a Bayer pattern on it, because it's not doing any kind of debayering or demosaicing in order to figure out the color. It's taking full bandwidth of all of the color and then processing it. Another thing that having these extra photo sites and this 4 times resolution of the actual image it's producing, it allows for it to be incredibly sensitive in low light. The native ISO of the camera is 640. The minimum is 320, but the maximum is 20,000. It's actually got such low noise, the signal to noise ratio is so pleasant on this that shooting at things like 16,000 and 20,000 look completely acceptable. Now, I wouldn't shoot necessarily an entire feature at 20,000, that might be a little difficult on the viewer, but it certainly allows you to get a shot here and there that you wouldn't be able to in other situations. And other high ISOs that most cinema cameras or Super 35 cameras can shoot or can handle, it won't look as good as it does.
I heard that this was used to shoot one of the films or parts of the film that's in South by Southwest?
Well, yes. There was the Ron Howard and Dallas Howard feature that was used in the Imaginate project, When You Find Me. And this was the primary camera that was used to shoot that.
Wow,
I believe there was also a 5D Mark II used to shoot on that. I have not read any of the production notes or been given any specific information, nor was I involved in the project, but I do know that this was the main camera used for that. We also had 4 other pictures that were commissioned for the release of this project that were shot before we actually launched the camera. We had an event out at Paramount Picture Studios in Hollywood where we showed all of those films. And those are available actually on the Canon website. There's a microsite for this, and you can view all of those films as well as the behind the scenes of them.
Wow, that'll be, yeah, definitely. We'll definitely show our fans that. So what's going on? Like, I see that there's a lot more going on than Alex's camera over here.
Well, yeah, there certainly is. A lot of people come to this expecting to see what they're going to get from an SLR with a little bit more, and that's certainly not the case. Even though it's a higher resolution, like I was talking about, than the image, which is the same in SLRs, the way that it processes that and the design of it is not the same, whereas you get certain kind of artifacting that come from that in an SLR. You're not going to get that. What you get here, pretty much everything that you see is going to come in the package when you purchase this product.
Oh, wow, okay.
Except for the lens. It doesn't come with any lens. There is no kit lens as though you were buying a Rebel or something. This is a cinema camera. It's designed to shoot video. It's not designed to take high resolution stills or anything. It does come with this monitor. One of the really interesting things about the design of the camera is it's really small, but it's completely modular and it can be completely customizable. So let's say you had it built up on a larger rig, which we actually have an example over there. We have a Red Rock rig that's kind of a full-on studio setup with follow focus and so on. But if you could just imagine this on such a thing, so you would have a camera operator over here, then you would have your first camera assistant over here. Let's turn it on so we can get a picture here.
Sure.
I can move this LCD all over the place for any kind of a configuration that I might want, and I can flip the picture around like I just did there. So if, let's say, you were the camera operator and then I was the first camera assistant just doing focus, and I'd more likely have a follow focus here, but I have it set up so that I can do it that way. Also, this handle is removable, so I can take that handle off. I can shoot with a viewfinder and not use this LCD. I can break this down so that it's about this small. And then it's really this tiny little run and gun machine that I could use to get shots that with your traditional cinema camera you wouldn't be able to get.
Okay.
And even beyond that, I can remove this handle completely. There's a thumb rest that screws on there. And this
Oh.
handle, by the way, can be moved around 360 degrees and locks in place. So if you need to hand hold it in a less than comfortable position, you can make it a totally comfortable position to do that.
Oh, okay.
Other connections that you have on this, beyond what you would have on an SLR, you do have an HDMI output, so you might need to use another kind of monitor besides this and the viewfinder, or in
Okay.
place of one or the other. That can be done. At the same time, you can run your HDSDI. An HDSDI is an uncompressed high-definition output. It's 1.48 gigabits per second, and it's a 422 color space.
Wow.
So if you wanted to record externally and bypass the MPEG-2 codec in the camera and choose another codec, choose another bit rate at which to acquire your footage, you can certainly do that with embedded audio and timecode. Then it also has BNC slots for timecode sharing, as well as a gen lock, so you can send a sync signal in, and there's a sync signal that comes out of this. So if you were to take two cameras, put them together on some kind of beam splitter and sync them to each other for a 3D shoot, you could do that.
Wow.
And the small size of the camera also makes it easier to put it on that two-camera kind of rig.
You definitely know this camera, and I think Fuha, we're gonna have to get this camera. But thank you so much, Paul.
You're very welcome. Thank you.